It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Hey, everybody, this is the Tax Lady, and boy, we don't got much time till the end of 2014, and so this is our, we got stuff to tell you so that you know, so that you're ready and you can beat up on the IRS legally. And I'm joined in studio with Tiffany Fabian.
Hey there, Esther.
And Christopher Fabian.
Hello, Esther.
And Tim Eliason, who is our chief Obamacare expert. Hey, Tim.
And
hello.
he now became a certified
He's a navigator.
Yes,
I
congratulations.
always knew you could navigate, Tim.
Yes, that's a true term. It's
And
a true term.
And so if you have any questions about Obamacare, this is the last day to sign up for health insurance today, right?
For the open enrollment that will be effective for January 1st.
But of course, that's really a lie.
Yes.
Right? I mean, most everything in tax law is a lie, and this is another one. But we're going to straighten that all out, too. But if you have any questions, 8030930, 8030930, star 930. Okay, we want it on a cell phone. All right, we want to talk about, they passed the extenders. So those of you that were wondering whether you could do your charitable rollover up to $100,000, you can do it.
That's right.
You can do it.
You don't have much time left, so get it done.
Get to the bank on
Right.
Monday, and you can roll over, if you're age 70 and a half, from your traditional IRA to a charity, and you don't have to claim it, and that was taken care of. Plus, sales taxes are still deductible, so if you're wondering about buying a car, great.
Go buy
the sales
it.
taxes are
You know, you
deductible.
see the commercials with the big
Commercials,
bows on the
yes.
car. Here you go. Happy Merry Christmas.
And then you can possibly deduct that sales tax.
Energy credits are back in, accelerated depreciation still in, tuition and fees deduction, which is supposed to go away. So those of you that with multiple children in college, thank God for you. 179 expensing. There's 54 extenders that were extended that had expired that have been re-extended, and the extended is extended
And then, of
again.
course, the one for the teacher where you can
And educator
deduct up to
expenses.
$250, which is really great.
Right. And then the other thing is tax changes this year so that you're in the know. Living expenses are non-deductible to reduce your education credit if you're getting a Pell Grant. So it used to be if you got a Pell Grant and you had housing, tuition, it used to be that you took the Pell Grant against your tuition, not for your housing. Now they've ruled that you can take your Pell Grant and put it towards housing, which
Wow.
would then 100% open up
That's
the
great.
credit.
That's great.
So that's a good thing. Another thing is HSAs will allow a carry forward from $214 to $215 up to $500. But if you do that, then you're ineligible for the HSA for next year altogether. So you might want to just spend it or forget it, because if you are in the HSA, that's another thing.
I know. Yesterday I was at GNC, and we get this little credit card from our insurance, and so I had like $20 left, and I used my last $20 yesterday. And the guy was really
Atta girl. That was good.
very good.
Very good. All right. Now, the other thing, recent Supreme Court decision clarified that any supplemental unemployment compensation, subpay, paid to an unemployed employee is now subject to FICA. So, you know, it's usually the auto workers that get subpay. So now there's going to be subject to FICA.
Wow.
Okay? So that's not a good thing,
No.
but that's
No.
in the law.
Well, in essence, it could be if they're unemployed, because then it counts as wages, so it potentially
they
could
might
give them
get an
earned income credit.
That's very good. That's very
another
good.
twist.
Right. All right. Then the rollover. Remember, rollovers through 214, you could only do one IRA rollover if it was a non-trustee to trustee. Starting 2015, that is absolutely the way. You can only do one non-trustee trustee to trustee rollover, or else it's income. So if you're going to do a rollover from your IRA, make sure it's trustee to trustee.
And I can tell you the IRS is sort of all over this. They just had a seminar this week, intranet seminar that I logged on to, and they have their people, they're training their people on this. So they'll be in the know, of course.
Right, which they should, right? And foster care has been broadened. If you're if you provide non-skill medical care to a person living in your home with a physical, mental, or emotional issue, and you receive payment from the state or certified Medicaid provider, the payment is tax-free.
That's good.
Okay, so that's another
good.
change. Obviously, tax brackets, personal exemptions, standard deductions have all been increased for inflation, as has the earned income credit, so it's bigger than ever.
Free
and
kids.
so if you're somebody who is between the ages of 25 and 65, and you are on the lower income scale and you don't have children, it's a great time to get a job because you're going to get the earned income
Right.
credit.
Or don't shoot yourself in the foot. If you earn wages, make sure you report the wages like you're supposed to.
Right, but I'm thinking about getting the earned income credit. They have like 15 days to make some money to get the earned income credit. I mean, let's face
Go
it, if you do
clean-
1,000, you'll get 1,000.
Go clean
Just
Auntie
about.
May's attic or
Something
go
like
do
that.
something.
The other thing is Americans with income outside the United States, if you need an F-bar, remember up to $10,000 in income so that they don't penalize you, or if you're a U.S. citizen living in Canada, like I just had a guy the other day that called me. He said he was born in the United States, so he's a U.S. resident, and he owned stock in a small Canadian company, and the penalty for failure to file form
$50,000 a year.
right 5472
Or 10,
is $10,000 a year up to $50,000, and we can help you with that.
And
too.
then if you're a business owner, a U.S. business owner in Canada, there's ramifications too, right? Didn't you?
Well, that's if you're a U.S. citizen
Okay, that's
that
same
owns
thing.
stock in Canada.
Gotcha,
but
gotcha.
that you could be,
Many
a
different
quasi
facets.
U.S. citizen.
Right.
But anyway, EG Tax want to help you. So if you're nice Canadians, EG Tax want to help you. Our phone number here in studio is 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. It's open mics. We can talk about Obamacare. We have our own navigator here, Tim Eliason, and we are going to give you some secrets on Obamacare that nobody else is going to do. And if you're wondering about taxes, I know the phone lines are almost filled in. We have room for one more caller after which we will take right after the break. So until then, I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax. By the way, we have our new offices in Grand Island this year, Medina and Wellsville. All of our offices open January 15th.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. E-filing starts January the 20th.
Correct.
And I just heard, we knew that the IRS was going to be slower in refunds, but they are definitively saying because they're understaffed, they're going to be really slow. So you should think
But
about
everything's electronic, so
if you got an abacus over there instead of a computer, Okay, I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady. We're going to take a short break. We'll see you on the other side. 8030930, star 930 on cell phone. Talk to you on the other side.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle
I know that
bells
song, but
ring
who did it?
and jingle bells
That's Bobby Helms.
Bobby Helms. What else has he done?
Good question. You're not supposed to ask me. You're not supposed to ask me. That's not how this works.
All right, I finally got Tyler Samer not to know something. Yay. I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. We're talking about end of the year stuff. We're talking about Obamacare. We have Tim Eliason here, our navigator from EG Tax, and we're going to help you navigate through everything. So we have, we have Marie, who's been waiting such a long time. Hi, Marie. How can we help you?
Hi, Esther. I'm actually one of your clients, and I was wondering, as a teacher, can I buy a computer? It's getting to be the end of the year, and is that something I could write up?
All right, Chris, give her the bad news.
If it's ordinary and necessary. So with today's technology, it depends on your school because there are a lot of line homework assignments that kids have to do, and if you have to log into it and
It would have
check,
to be
so
required, though.
it would have to be required. So check with your school district to see if it's required. If it is
After hours.
required, then yes. If it's not required, then no.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got homework to do.
Merry Christmas, Marie.
Merry Christmas, Annie Esther.
Oh, I know who this is. How's Daddy?
Good, good.
How's
He's
Mommy?
listening. Good, good.
And your brother?
Excellent. He's home for the holiday.
Yay! Okay, talk to you later.
Okay.
And tell your
bye-bye.
dad to take care of them pallets.
I will.
All right, bye-bye. All right, we're going to go to the phone. We got Bob from Buffalo. Hey, Bob. Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Can we help you?
Yes. Just a quick question. For the year 2014, I did not work at all because I was ill.
Oh.
From January to April, though, I collected New York State disability.
Uh-huh.
And from April through December, I collected Social Security disability.
Uh-huh.
Now, what exactly do I do now? I've never had this happen to me before.
Okay.
Do I file any forms at all for taxes?
Well, your New York disability, you had check where there was Social Security and Medicare taken out of it, correct?
Yes, there's a Medicare and something called OASDI.
Yep. How old are you?
61.
Oh, well, then you do. You
get-
definitely
you get
want to file.
A small earned income credit.
Well, code 3 if it's coded with a 3.
That's
well,
a W-2.
It's a W-2.
Oh, it's a W-2?
So you're going to get a
W-2.
small earned income credit, Bob. Do you know how much you made on your New York State disability?
It was $170 times, say, for 6 months.
Okay, for like 26 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So about $4,000. So
He'll get about a $200 earned income credit
on the federal, and you get one on the state as well. And if it's $300, I mean, hey, that's better than nothing, right, Bob?
Right. Okay.
I hope you're feeling better. You feeling better?
Yeah, I went to the VA hospital. I thought I had food poisoning, and I walked out with pancreas and stomach cancer at age 4.
Ah.
So, yeah, 7-8 months of chemotherapy, and I'm just in remission now. So.
Oh, thank God.
Yay.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Bob, and take care of yourself. And thanks for calling.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone, and we're going to go to Linda. Hey, Linda, how can we help you?
Hi there, Esther. A question for the insurance guru there. I in the process, or I have changed insurance carriers for
Health insurance.
2015.
Health insurance,
I'm
Linda?
in the process. I have some work going on now with my old carrier that is, picking up the bills for that. Is there any repercussion or something? Am I taking chances by taking out a new carrier because it is a better one for our particular use?
No.
But I just want to know what happens. Do they kick it out when it comes in? Because I'm getting cards from from the old one.
No, did they abut each other, or did you overlap the insurance?
No, it's at the end of the year. So the insurance that I had, I didn't want to have that anymore. I wanted to change, mainly because they changed hospitals, which was Blue Cross Blue Shield. They do not recognize the Catholic health system now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but I am undergoing some treatments there now. But they do now, but they're not going to next year. So I had to change. So what I want to know is, are there ramifications? Am I taking chances by doing that?
No. The insurance should be seamless as long as they come up with each other, and they should have where they have, the coverage should be in there. So anything you had some bills that were processed through your previous insurance company, that was Blue Cross Blue Shield?
I will have, yes.
Okay. And then your new carrier is?
It is Independent Health.
Yes, and then that should be seamless. So each one of those, as they pertain to the time that they had coverage for you, you should be covered, and those bills will be covered and things like that. The only thing is if you do have a deductible, that will start over with your new carrier. That is not something that if you have in a year for your deductible.
That part is all right. It's just that, they actually, in all honesty, they actually forced me to change because they they are not accepting the Catholic Health System hospitals.
Sure.
Yeah, that is one of the things that everybody has to be aware of when they look at that or they have automatic renewal, is they have to make sure that they go through their doctors and all their hospitals and make sure things are accepted.
Right. So we did that. So before December 7th, we did sign up with Independent Health.
Mm-hmm.
We have the cards for Independent Health, but I still keep getting, I got the new cards for Blue Cross Blue Shield and everything else. And I just said, should I tell them that I'm not doing it, or will they just kick it out when the time comes?
You mean as far as telling them that you're no longer enrolled with them? Did you do this through the marketplace, or was this directly through?
No, on my own. No.
Okay, so you do directly with them. So yes, you want to make sure that you tell them, now that you have your Independent Health in place, you want to make sure that you talk to Blue Cross Blue Shield so that those things don't conflict with each other as they're processing any bills or any doctor bills or hospital or anything like that you have.
Okay,
but
Linda?
they will still process the ones that are in the pipeline right now, because there are some.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, because it's just like car insurance. If you got into a car accident with Allstate's on the hook because you were paying them, and then you move to a different insurance coverage carrier, then they would be on the hook for the new stuff. So, but you want to make sure that that in the event that anybody rejects anything, you keep after them, because what you paid for while you were under that provider is who should pay the bill.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, since I just got 2 days ago, I just got we just got the new cards for the Blue Cross Blue Shield for 2015. New cards.
Well, call them up and tell them, just call them up and just say to them, by the way, we've switched carriers. So do you want me to send the cards back to you, or you want me to destroy them?
Yeah, because procedurally they'll have things in place where if they don't hear from you, they'll automatically enroll you.
Right. So give them a call.
Okay, so I'll just give them a call and just tell them.
Right, you're not there anymore.
What I'm supposed to do with these cards. All right.
On.
Well, I just don't want. I just don't want to jeopardize.
I understand.
Payment.
I understand.
And so that will not happen.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
Christmas.
Linda. Merry Christmas.
That makes a very Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's great. And I hope you feel better too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm Esther Golias from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on cell phone. Talking taxes, end of the year stuff. We have our navigator in studio, Tim Eliason. So if you're wondering about Obamacare, maybe you don't have insurance. Actually, we just had one of our employees this morning, was talking to him, and he said he came up from Florida, and he said, gee, he didn't know what to do. He went online himself, and he signed up, and he's all covered. And as a matter of fact, he got Medicaid.
That's
so
cool.
That means that everything's covered. Okay, and we're going to go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Thomas. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good, Esther. Thank you. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you?
I'm hoping you can help me out. Give me some good news.
All right.
I wanted to ask you this. Back in 2008, while living in upstate New York, I purchased a house for approximately $118,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I put quite a bit of money into the house, new windows, etc. But because of a really bad economy and because I lost a right-of-way to the water there due to a legal situation, I ended up selling the house after leaving the area 4 years ago. I sold it for much, much less.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible market. $70,000 I sold it for. Is there any way I can recoup that?
So did you sell it in 12? What year did you sell it, Thomas?
Last year.
2014, right?
Was it
or 2013?
Or I'm sorry, I sold it in this year that hasn't turned yet.
14.
Okay. All right. So was it your personal residence or was it an investment property?
It was my personal residence.
Okay. So here's the good news. If you had sold it at a gain, the first $250,000 or $500,000 if you're filing a joint return would have been tax-free. However, if you sell your personal residence at a loss, there's nothing that you can take. Losses on personal residences are not deductible.
Oh. Like, I don't get anything back?
Nope.
Oh.
So sorry to ruin your Christmas, but you get no benefit for the loss because it was a personal residence. Had it been investment property, had it been a second home that you had for investment, then you could have taken the loss $3,000 a year until the loss was used up. But when it's a personal residence, the loss is not deductible on anything personal.
Okay.
All right, Tom?
Well, to your listeners, I would just add this little moral to the story. Although I was 40-some years old when I purchased it, my mother strongly advised me not to.
Are you saying Mom knows best?
I did not listen to my mother, and this is the price you pay for that.
But
that was beautiful.
That's too bad.
Very eloquent.
But are you you're in North Tonawanda now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're back in the area.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, Tom. Well, have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. I'm Esther Gilius, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone, and we've got Arlene in Boston. Hey, Arlene, how can we help you?
Hi. I think you answered this, Esther, before I got the radio on about a QCD.
Uh-huh.
We allowed them?
Yes.
Charity.
Yep.
Up to $100,000.
Oh my gosh!
So they just passed it this week, Arlene, and we thought they were. And let me just clarify in case somebody did just tune in. If you're age 70 and a half and you want to move money into a charity, you want to give the charity, you can move up to $100,000 from your IRA to that qualified charity. It was just passed this week, and there will be no tax consequences to you, and it qualifies as your RMD.
Yep.
As well.
And Arlene was eloquent and called it a QCD, which is
QCT,
a qualified charitable
trust.
Yeah.
Right. Distribution.
Distribution.
Yes, I have done it other years, but I mean, they let us know at the end of the year, and it's kind of difficult.
I know, but at least you got 3 days this week and
4 days,
4 days next week, right?
It's
better late than never. That's the way I look at it.
Yes, it is. But what if you took your QCD earlier in the year? How could you do that?
Oh, you're good. You're good to go. They made it retroactive. You're good to go.
Okay.
I
thought they had to make out the check to the charity.
You're good. As long as you mean you already did it? You didn't roll it over to the charity. Well, if you did your RMD, you did your RMD. If you already did it, it's what happened. I thought you rolled it over to a charity.
No, I didn't do that because I was waiting to see if we could do a QCD.
No, unfortunately not.
Week. Okay, what if I got my money from my IRA earlier in the year?
Again, I know it's very bad timing on Congress, but you know how good they've been lately. But unfortunately, if you've already done it, what you've already done, you've already done.
Okay.
Okay, Arlene.
I
Thank
still
you,
have
dear.
one coming, I believe. So I think you're an angel. It's the only way I find out things is by
Thank you, Arlene.
You.
All right, God bless you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm Esther Gilius, the tax lady. We're going to break for news. I know this is Feliz Navidad, right?
Jose Falapino.
Jose Falapino. How about
Feliciano?
Jose Feliciano.
Feliciano works.
Yes.
Good job, Tracy.
I'll accept that answer, but I have to go with the first one given
All
over
right.
there.
Jose Feliciano. Okay.
Falapino.
All right. Oh, that's my phone. Just let it go.
It's a direct line to Santa. Someone's calling up to say.
Yeah, Santa's going to say.
That's Jose Feliciano.
I'm Esther Gilius, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930. We have our own very own navigator in studio, Tim Eliason, and I'm going to tell you, if you don't have insurance, or if you have insurance, or you're wondering about all the ins and outs of Obamacare, I mean, it's here, and even if you're somebody that says that you don't believe in subsidies, which I don't, and a lot of this stuff with Obamacare, which I don't, but it's in the law, and if you can avail yourself of it, go ahead, give us a call, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. All right, so first thing this year that some people are going to get is the refundable credit for paying for health insurance.
Exactly.
And some of these people probably don't even know they're going to get it, right?
Well, the philosophy of the credit has always been take it now, take it later. Some people that enrolled through the marketplace took it now and used it, or they could use a portion of it towards their monthly premium.
Which was the subsidy, right?
Exactly. Or they could have chosen to take a portion of that subsidy and credit or wait and take it all later, where it'll show up where they'll file a tax form, a new line on the 1040 that they'll put in there, and that's when they get the credit with their
So that's the form
2014.
8962.
Exactly.
And that's the premium tax credit. Now, you only get that if you were through the marketplace?
Yes.
So some poor person sitting home who didn't go through the marketplace and just went through like Blue Cross Blue Shield and paid their health insurance wouldn't get this?
Well, when they apply through it, they could qualify depending on the form and where they got their insurance from.
No. When they're doing their tax return.
Yes.
All right. So I'm doing my tax return. I paid $900 a month for my family last year.
Only
And when I work out the 8962, I would get I really would have qualified for a subsidy, but I didn't know. I won't get a subsidy?
you would get a portion of it
Okay,
because as
well.
long as it exceeds that 9.5%.
All right, so you don't have to go through the marketplace.
No.
All right, so anybody that has insurance would want to look at this 8962.
Exactly.
That's
and it's
cool.
a form, and we just Chris and I have been working as we've gotten the new software and how it generates the form based on what that makeup of your household is on your tax return. It generates it, puts you on there, and then starts to ask you the questions. Where does your insurance come from? How do you pay for it? How much is your income, your modified adjusted gross income?
Okay.
And then it puts it, and actually that number's been slid a little bit to 9.56%. Not a big difference, but they are moving it up a little bit as time goes on.
Okay, so if you're paying more than 9.56% of your own health insurance,
Yes.
then you possibly will qualify for this refundable health care credit.
That's the take it later portion that's happening with the tax
Because,
forms.
like I said, some people don't even know.
Yep.
Because some people are so like, oh my gosh, I just don't want to know.
And
they're
Tim,
going to be surprised.
With every one of my clients this year, I have to fill out the 8962. Is that right?
Exactly,
Wow.
exactly.
So Esther's always telling me to go faster. This is not going to help my cause.
Well, and remember, there's a flip side to that form. Everybody's worried about the subsidy and credits. But if you went through the marketplace, and we're always projecting, the marketplace is always based on a future rendition of
Right.
what you think your tax return is going to look like. If you underestimated on your application or through the marketplace, that tax form is going to reconcile anything you did in excess.
In other words, let me put this in another genre so people can understand. When you filled out your application for the marketplace, you thought, I may have income between 40 and 50, but I'll put 40. Then you do your tax return and it's 50. So they gave you too big of a subsidy. Guess who's paying it back?
Or the flip side, if you did too less, if you
or too less.
Exactly.
Right.
But there is limitations. It's not a dollar for dollar. So if you underestimated and you got an extra $100 a month, and that would not necessarily mean you got to pay back $1,200. It's based on what percentage of the federal poverty level your income is in that form.
Okay.
So if you're between 200 and 300%.
Right, because that subsidy would have been higher then, right?
Exactly.
Right. But I'm just saying, if you were outside of the poverty level, when you do your tax return, but when you did the subsidy, you made yourself as if you were in the poverty level,
Yep.
right? 400% of the poverty level. And so they were giving you subsidies. You're going to pay it back.
Yep, and there's ranges. There's 3 different ranges, and there's a cap between the individual and a family. So say that you fall between 200 and 300% of the federal poverty level, and you've lowballed what you did, and you've got too much of a credit
Right.
through the marketplace. You are capped at $1,500 for a family that you would have to pay back as far as paying it
So
back.
cheating really would have been would have been really what people should have done then.
I don't think this was out when they had everybody in there, but
But
if
it's true.
Exactly.
So basically, they're pandering again. Okay. I just love that. All right. And the other thing is, there's
I
another
can't even
form,
wrap my head around that.
8965, which is the penalty calculation, and it's
Exactly.
called. What is it called? The fair share. Form?
Shared responsibility.
Shared responsibility form.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
that's the penalty form.
Exactly.
And again, there's 22 exceptions to penalty, and that's another thing will help people because basically, if you can prove you had a hardship,
And
you
your
can get
utilities
out.
shut off.
Like you can get out of the penalty.
Well, I think the irony of this whole form is that there's 14 different of them, but if you read the last one, it says, you experienced another hardship in obtaining health insurance. Please submit documentation if available and possible.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much fills in all the gray areas and everything like
That's right.
that.
And so, yeah.
But you have to go through two, and there are some things that, depending on which hardship that you apply for, you do. And if you had to get it through the marketplace, you're going to have to get what they call a certificate that has a certificate number that will be part of your tax return, so that validates the hardship that you're applying for.
All right. So where do you get the certificates from?
Depending on what hardship you have and how it works. Most of them you have to do, if you've done it through the marketplace, you have to go through there, and that will have a
So
code.
the marketplace gives you the certificate?
There's things where you have to fill out a form, and then it generates that.
And then, so
but that's for people who got insurance through the marketplace?
No, this is the ones for the exemptions for the hardship.
So if you have no health insurance, you still have to go to the marketplace and say, "Hey, I have no health insurance
if you want to get out of a penalty."
Right.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to get out of the penalty, that's what you have to do.
Yes.
And of course, who's going to help you with that? Us guys.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because we really love doing this stuff because it's so crazy. Anyway,
job security.
Well, I mean, it really makes me. I'm unhappy with the whole thing, but we're going to help. We want to help people because we don't want you to pay the penalty. That's for sure. Exactly. Let's go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Jeff in Amherst. Hi, Jeff. How can we help you?
Yes. Hi, Esther.
Hi.
I have a small business, and there's a program, an incentive, I guess, to buy a new GM truck, and it says that these qualifying vehicles that I'm interested in, it says you could qualify for a 2014 tax deduction up to $25,000.
That's true. That is absolutely true. All right, so let me ask you a couple questions, because if you have a non-listed property and a truck is not listed and you're using it for your business, then you can expense up to $25,000. That's correct. Now, what kind of a business do you have, Jeff?
It's actually emergency standby generators.
All right, so you're schlepping around all these generators all the time, and a truck is ordinary and necessary in your business, correct?
Absolutely.
It would be a marvelous thing. So can you imagine, do you have a net profit of over $25,000 in your business?
Yes.
You do. So you know what it would save you if you did this right now? About state and federal, about $12,000.
Okay. That's good news. And did you mention something about the sales tax?
And the sales tax is deductible, too.
But if you're using it as a business asset, it goes into the cost of the business.
Right. It goes into the basis. So you got to take it anyway. But people that are itemizers, they're the people that are going to benefit by the sales tax. But you are really going to benefit
and
by
Esther,
the
aren't I right?
179.
The amount that he doesn't get to expense this year, he can take the rest other
Right, but
years.
it sounds like his profit is over 25. So
Right.
he's going to save. You're going to save the FICA. Is this a Schedule C sole proprietor or a subchapter S?
I'm still not the best on it. It's an LLC, but it
all right, it's an LLC. It's going to save you $10,000 to $12,000.
Well, that sounds like good news.
So tell the dealership Auntie Esther and the crew recommended you do this. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jeff. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go to George in Clarence. Hi, George.
Hello, Esther. I have a question about transferring a traditional IRA into a Roth IRA, and I'm thinking about when I turn 70 and a half for my RMDs.
All right.
Is that possible?
It is?
Yeah.
But now when you retire, George, do you have a considerable retirement that you're going to draw from when you reach retirement age?
Well, I'm 65 now. I'm partially retired.
Okay.
So I'm drawing Social Security right now, but I'm thinking of when I'm 70 and a half, when I'm required to and I have not withdrawn anything.
All right, you got to do your RMD. You have to do your RMD. So the RMD's got to come out, but can you move your money from a traditional to a Roth is what you're saying?
Correct.
But here's the question, I don't know what Tiffany was trying to get at. How much does your pension look like every year? How much do you have a regular pension? Are you getting like something from the state of New York or Ford Motor or GM?
No, I was self-employed for 25 years.
All right, so basically what you really have is just your IRAs, correct?
Correct.
Are you married, Guy?
Yes.
Okay, do you know you and your wife can take almost $20,000 a year out of your IRAs anyway and not roll them into a Roth or anything and not make it taxable because
she has a considerable pension.
Yeah, your wife doesn't have a considerable pension, does she?
Well, she's actually going to retire next year, and she actually will have a monthly pension.
Big one?
I don't know, somewhere. What's big?
Well, how much is she going to get?
Probably about 15, I think.
1,500 a month.
1,500 a month.
Okay, so that's 18,000. So that takes up, yeah. So, but whatever you roll over from the traditional into the Roth is going to be fully taxable. And using so what I was getting at is with the itemized deduction or standard deduction and personal exemptions, you have some flexibility there to just take the money out without paying any taxes, or rolling it over into the Roth without paying any taxes. So if you want to call us for that parameters, we'll be very happy to help you.
Okay, sounds very good.
Okay, thank you, George.
Thank you very much.
Right, bye-bye. Thank you. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. We're going to take a short break. Join us on the other side with your questions.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire
That's Dino.
is so
Yes, it is.
Dean Martin.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
since we've no place to
And
go,
he's dead, I think.
Let it snow, let it snow.
let it
But I
snow.
think people in Lancaster and Orchard Park and West
Don't let
Seneca
it
are
snow.
saying, no, no.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing like Christmas in Western New York. There just isn't. We go to Florida all the time, right? And in Florida, I mean, it's just
They pretend.
Let's decorate a palm tree.
Nobody
like
even
Santa's sleigh being
is.
pulled
I
by
don't even
alligators.
think. Right.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's even aware that it's going to be Christmas because they don't even decorate anything. But speaking of Florida, we have our office down in Naples, Florida, and we're going to do a syndication into Naples.
Right,
And so
their
if you
radio
know
talk
anybody
show.
down in Naples, or you're going down to Naples for or Marco Island or Bonita Springs or Fort Myers, and you're down there, this show is going to be broadcast from 4 to 5 on WGUF. Right?
WGUF.
It's Fox News
Yep.
down there, right?
Yep. So if you're a snowbird and you want to listen to us, you can listen to us there on Saturdays from 4
Right.
to 5, or you could even stream it.
Right.
Right
you can
through your
stream
computer.
stream it live too. And all right, now if you got questions, all right, now you were just talking to me, Tim, at
Some
the break,
pointers.
that people need to make sure they got their forms ready. It isn't just your W-2s and your 1099s this year, because with Obamacare, you also need
A 1095A.
If
is
it's
what
not on
called.
your W-2.
Exactly. Though, the last couple of years we've seen the DD code on there for their employers, and those will be things that they have there in the forms. But if they got insurance through the marketplace with that subsidy or credit or not, but they bought through the marketplace will be providing them a 1095A, and that's something that they will bring in that will show us that we can reconcile, as we talked about earlier, their advanced premium tax
Can
credit.
they file without that form, Tim? I just know some people want to rush in and file, and so they'll be mad
well,
if
you
they don't
can,
have
and then you're going to get a bill later. I mean,
Yes.
Right,
that's
but
what-
I was just wondering if they could know the number and not have the form.
Well, the bills that come from the marketplace that are going to the insurance providers are pretty standardized. It's not by the insurance company that they have their style of bill.
Okay.
They're pretty much, and it shows here is your actual premium, here's your credit, here's what your monthly responsibility is. So they should be able to bring those in too, because that'll have their subsidy or credit on there, and we'll be
And
able to
not
see
only
it.
do we need to have those forms, we need to know what it was per dependent on your tax return.
Exactly, because the way the marketplace works, and I don't think people still realize that Child Health Plus is around, and that's for anybody. It's not just for somebody who needs a subsidy or credit or assistance. So sometimes the marketplace will calculate that the parents would be on one plan and the kids will still
be on
be through
another.
Child Health Plus, and then they'll have that manageable premium. So they need to make sure that they have those to validate as to what their carriers are.
And then the other thing is, if you're somebody that wasn't in the marketplace, let's say that you were just buying insurance on your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still have to know how many months you had coverage and what you paid for the insurance, right?
Exactly.
And that's
exactly.
fun, month by month by month,
Yep.
tied per dependent,
Exactly.
month by month.
Because as we said earlier, once we've seen the software, once you generate that tax return and you see what your tax household is and on there, that goes right to that form, and then that form has where does your insurance come from, and then there's a square for each of the months that
Right.
we have to check off
Right.
when they were covered.
Right. Okay, let's go back to the phones, and we got Dave in Rochester. Hey, Dave.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. What can we help you with?
I have some self-employment income
Uh-huh.
in my insurance. I have a health savings account.
Uh-huh.
And with the amount that I contribute to that, is that tax deductible or tax exempt?
Well, it's coming right through your pay.
No, I'm self-employed.
You're self-employed, so then it would be
Yeah.
an adjustment to your income The same place right around where you put your health insurance that you buy for, where you get the deduction there.
So it is not a credit, it is a deduction.
It's an adjustment.
Okay. And what is the maximum contribution if you're over 55 and a half?
For your health age doesn't matter for health insurance.
Right.
And I believe it's $36.50 right around.
No, I mean it's whatever you pay for health insurance.
No, I thought he was talking HSAs.
No,
if you're talking HSA.
Oh,
what is the maximum?
Okay.
It's right around $3,500 if you're single. If you want to give us a call on Monday, I can give you the exact figure.
But I will tell you this, whatever you pay for your health insurance as a self-employed person is an adjustment up to your net profit. So if you paid $9,000 for health insurance and your net profit was at least $9,000, that's what you can take. But if for your HSA, there are different limits. And so if you want to call the office at 632-7886 or go to our website at egtax.com and you can type in your question and we'll email you that right back, okay?
What is the last day you can contribute for 2014?
Your HSA? I would say December 30th.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And then let's see, we're going to go to Jerome on a cell phone. Hey, Jerome.
Yes. I'm wondering whether I can take my IRA and make contributions to it.
Are you still working?
No, I'm retired.
Okay. Well, you have to have earned income in order to do contributions into your IRA. So
that's the same with both Roth and regular.
Well, yes, to make fresh contributions, Jerome. But if you want to roll over money from your traditional IRA to a Roth IRA, that's just a rollover of existing funds, and you don't need fresh. You don't need. You're just taking existing money and rolling it over.
And Jerome,
that's okay. But if you want to put fresh money into an IRA, you have to have wages.
Are you working part-time? I'm sorry, Jerome. Are you working?
I used to, and I have not for 2014.
Okay. So, and how old are you?
I'm 65.
Okay, so if you had a part-time job, you could still contribute.
Right.
So just something to think about for 15.
Oh, okay.
All right. Have a great Christmas, Jerome.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm Esther Gulius, the tax lady. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. We're going to go to Tom in East Aurora. Hey, Tom.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
I'm currently 72. I have an IRA, which I'm already taking my RMDs. I work full-time with a 401k for my employer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any reason or penalty not to take some of the cash in my IRA and roll it over into the 401k to minimize my RMD?
Okay. The 401k, it doesn't have to have money taken out because you're still actively an employee, okay?
Right.
But you cannot take money out of your IRA and roll it into your 401k because the only reason that you're sheltered on that 401k is that's money from when you're actively employed, even though you're over the age of 70 and a half. So you can't do that. No.
Oh, that's not nice.
But it's a very novel idea. I like how you're thinking outside the box there, Tom.
Yeah, I was somewhat led to believe that I could do it, and I have about $100K in the IRA from cash.
You can put money from your IRA into your 401k if your employer allows you to, but not to avoid the RMD.
Well, that's still not nice.
Okay.
And don't forget, you can back it away from the state up to $20,000.
Your contribution, your
RMD
distribution.
Say again.
You can take the first $20,000 of pensions you take out is tax-free, provided it's not a public pension where it's all tax-free.
Wait. You mean my first $20,000 of my RMD?
Uh-huh. Or your pension, yeah.
A combination.
On the state only.
Oh, just the state.
Right.
I still have to do my RMD, but I'm not going to pay tax on the first $20,000 for state.
That's
saying.
Correct.
I wasn't aware of that. Is that retroactive?
Okay. No, you better go back and amend those last 3 years' returns.
If you've been taking RMDs.
I have been.
And you haven't ever taken the $20,000 exclusion?
Not for state.
Then you got money coming back. So $20,000 times 6% is about $1,200 a year for the last 3 years, $3,600.
That'll buy lunch.
It will. So we told you bad news, but we told you good news.
Very good. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
And for the gentleman before him,
And a Happy New Year.
$3,300 for single people into an HSA for 2014, $6,550 for a family
You were
couple.
very close.
Thank you very much. Okay, and we're going to go to Bill in Springville. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Hi. Is there a website that details what the energy credits are for 2014?
They're going to be the same as 2013, and the maximum lifetime credit on your home is going to be maximum cap.
Lifetime, not even on that home, just in
lifetime,
general.
$500.
Okay, so if I've already taken some energy credits years ago for insulation and I've maxed it out, then I cannot take any more.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And we got another Bill. Bill on the cell phone. Hey, Bill, how can we help you?
Hi, how you doing today?
Good.
My question is, I have a health spending account through my work. It's a payroll deduction every week.
Uh-huh.
Some of the amount of money that I originally had come out was to cover some expenses I would have incurred this year. Later this year, I found out some of my expenses were not eligible to be incurred. They made me pay the money back.
Right.
And then I just found out 2 weeks ago that my company has now elected not to do a rollover of $500 max that originally was said before, and I'm looking to lose by the end of the year about $1,200.
Okay, but if you listened to us at the beginning of the show, they said that maximum $500 can be rolled over now, but that would preclude you then from contributing anything in 2015 to your HSA.
I mean, you can take...
So it might, you still got 2 weeks here to take out the rest of that money.
I mean, you can take the money out. What happens if you do take it out, you do pay, 6% penalty.
Right.
So you don't... I would just take it out and pay the 6%, so then you don't lose the $1,200.
Yeah, so he's going to pay $72.
Yeah.
So you pay $72, but you get $1,200. So you still got...
Okay, so I get my money back and just pay out like a penalty as if I...
That's exactly right.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay.
Good.
That makes me feel a whole lot better this end of the year.
I'm glad, Bill. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. We ran out of time. See you next week. If you haven't done your RMD and you're 70 and a half, do it. Bye-bye.